Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. I've spent a lifetime on the football field, under the lights, breaking down film, just trying to get that 1% edge. You think you know the game inside and out, from the X's and O's to the history books. But let me tell you, every now and then you come across a piece of information, a little nugget of trivia, that just stops you in your tracks and makes you say, wait, what? That's what we're doing today. We're diving deep into the playbook of football history to pull out some facts that are going to make you rethink everything you thought you knew about this beautiful game. I'm talking about the kind of trivia that separates the casual fans from the true students of the game. These aren't your run-of-the-mill everyday stats. We're talking about the outliers, the anomalies, the moments so bizarre or so incredible they almost sound made up. I've called an audible on our usual content to bring you 5 pieces of football trivia that I guarantee will surprise even the most die-hard, painted-face, season-ticket-holding fans out there. It's like finding a trick play you've never seen before. It's exciting, it's unexpected, and it changes how you see the field. So get your thinking caps on, maybe grab a notepad, because you're going to want to remember these. We're about to go on a journey through some of the most mind-boggling moments in football history. This is the kind of stuff that wins you arguments at the sports bar or makes you the undisputed champion of your next trivia night. It's more than just numbers. It's about the stories, the legends, and the unbelievable truths that make this sport the greatest in the world. Let's get to it. All right, let's kick things off with something that, as a quarterback, I find both horrifying and fascinating. We're talking about the fastest red card in football history. Now, in my game, getting ejected is a big deal. It means you did something seriously wrong, but usually there's a build-up, a play, some kind of altercation. You don't just walk onto the field and get sent straight back to the locker room, but that's exactly what happened to a player named Lee Todd. The game hadn't even found its rhythm yet. The opening whistle blew, and bang, he was gone. You're probably thinking, what could a player possibly do in 2 seconds to get a red card? Did he tackle the referee? Did he say something truly unspeakable? Well, the story goes that the referee blew the opening whistle really loud right next to his ear. Lee Todd, startled, allegedly muttered, "F me, that was loud." The referee standing right there heard it and didn't hesitate. He reached for his back pocket, pulled out that red card, and pointed him to the sideline. 2 seconds. That's less time than it takes to run a simple slant route. Can you imagine the coach's face? The sheer absurdity of it is what gets me. You train all week, you go through your pre-game rituals, you get hyped up with your teammates, you run out onto that pitch ready for battle, and your day is over before your cleats have even properly dug into the turf. It's a level of efficiency you almost have to respect in a weird way. It's a record that's unlikely to ever be broken. I mean, how could you possibly get ejected any faster? It's a testament to how quickly things can change in sports. A reminder that the rules are the rules, no matter how ridiculous the circumstance. In football, we talk a lot about dynasties and legacies. Winning a Super Bowl puts you in elite company. But imagine winning the Super Bowl, the MVP award, and maybe a collegiate national championship all in the same 12-month span. It's almost unthinkable. In the world of soccer, there's an equivalent achievement that is so rare, so incredibly difficult that only one man has ever done it. We're talking about winning the World Cup, the European Cup, which is now the Champions League, and the Ballon d'Or, the award for the best player in the world, all in the same year. The man who stands alone on this mountaintop is the legendary Sir Bobby Charlton. In 1966, he was the heart and soul of the England team that lifted the World Cup trophy on home soil at Wembley. That same year, he was the driving force for his club, Manchester United, as they conquered Europe. And to cap it all off, the football world recognized his individual brilliance by awarding him the Ballon d'Or. It's a trifecta of greatness. It requires team success at the highest possible level, both for your country and your club, and individual performance that outshines every other player on the planet. Think about the pressure, the sheer amount of high-stakes football you have to play, and the consistency you need to maintain. It's one thing to have a great season for your club. It's another to lead your nation to glory. To do both, while also being recognized as the undisputed best player alive, all within the same calendar year, it's the stuff of legend. Many of the greatest players in history, Pele, Maradona, Messi, Ronaldo, have never achieved this specific hat trick. It puts into perspective just how monumental Sir Bobby Charlton's 1966 was. It's a feat of footballing perfection. Now, I've been in some lopsided games. We've all seen blowouts. A 45-7 score, maybe a 52-3. You feel bad for the other team, but it happens. But what I'm about to tell you is on another planet. It's a scoreline that sounds like a typo, a glitch in the system. The highest scoring football match in recorded history ended with a final score of 149-0. 149-0. I had to read that twice myself. It's not a basketball score. It's not a video game score on the easiest difficulty. It was a real professional football match. So, how on earth does this happen? Was one team just that good and the other that bad? No, the story here is much stranger. This wasn't about competition, it was about protest. The match was between two teams in Madagascar, Asadema and Solimerne. The team that lost, Solimerne, felt that a series of bad refereeing decisions in a previous game had cost them the league title. So, to protest, from the moment the whistle blew in their next match against Asadema, they started intentionally scoring own goals, over and over and over again. The players from Asadema just stood there, watching in confusion as their opponents repeatedly passed the ball back into their own net for 90 minutes. Can you imagine being a fan in the stands? You came to see a competitive match, and instead, you're witnessing this bizarre, historic protest. It works out to a goal being scored every 36 seconds. The players' commitment to the protest is, in a way, almost as impressive as a real athletic feat. It's a story that proves that sometimes the most unbelievable moments in sports have nothing to do with skill and everything to do with human drama. We take it for granted now. We can watch any game, from any league in the world, on our phones, in crystal clear high definition. We have instant replays from 10 different angles, slow motion analysis, and pre-game shows that last for hours. But you have to remember, it wasn't always this way. There was a time when the only way to experience a game was to be there in person or listen to it on the radio. The moment that changed everything, the first ever live televised football match, happened way back in 1937. It was a specially arranged game between Arsenal's first team and their reserves at the old Highbury Stadium. The BBC set up their cameras, these giant clunky machines compared to what we have today, and broadcast the game live. Now, we're not talking about a full 90-minute broadcast. They only showed about 15 minutes of the match. The technology was so new, so experimental, that just getting a picture from the stadium into people's homes was a monumental achievement. The picture was probably grainy, the coverage limited, but it was a window into the future. It's incredible to think about that journey. From a 15-minute black and white broadcast from a single stadium to a global network where billions can watch the World Cup final simultaneously in 4K resolution. It's a parallel evolution of technology and sport, each pushing the other forward. That first broadcast was the seed. It planted the idea that this game, our game, could be a spectacle shared by millions, not just the few thousand in the stands. Every super slow-mo replay, every Skycam angle, every fan watching on a tablet halfway across the world owes a little something to that experiment at Highbury in 1937. In a single game, scoring a hat trick, 3 goals, is the benchmark of an outstanding performance for a striker. It's what every forward dreams of. It gets you the game ball and the headlines. Scoring 4 is legendary, but scoring 5 goals in a single World Cup match? That's stepping into a realm of fantasy. It's a feat so rare, it has only happened once in the entire history of the tournament, and the man who did it wasn't a global superstar like Pele or Ronaldo. It was a Russian striker named Oleg Salenko. The stage was the 1994 World Cup in the USA. Russia was playing Cameroon. For Salenko, it was a perfect storm of being in the right place at the right time over and over again. He was clinical. A penalty, a tap-in, a powerful strike. It felt like every time he touched the ball near the goal, it ended up in the back of the net. He was in the zone in a way that few athletes ever experience, and he did it on the biggest stage in sports. He single-handedly demolished the opposition, finishing the game with 5 goals in a 6-1 victory for Russia. What makes this story even crazier is that Russia didn't even advance past the group stage. Salenko scored a total of 6 goals in that tournament, the 5 in this game and 1 in a previous match, and it was enough to make him the joint top scorer of the entire 1994 World Cup. He won the Golden Boot without even playing in the knockout rounds. It's an incredible statistical anomaly, A player can have one afternoon of such historic, unbelievable brilliance that it overshadows entire careers and defines his place in football history forever. It's a testament to the magic of the World Cup, where any player can have a day that makes them immortal. And that's the final whistle on this trivia session. Pretty wild, right? From a 2-second red card to a scoreline that looks like a typo, the history of this sport is filled with these incredible stories. It just goes to show you that no matter how much football you watch or how many games you've analyzed, there's always another layer to peel back, another unbelievable story hiding in the archives. These are the moments that add so much color and character to the game we love, turning it from just a sport into a collection of legends and unbelievable tales. I truly believe that knowing these stories deepens your appreciation for the game. It connects you to the past and makes you realize you're part of a long, amazing tradition. Now, I want to hear from you. You guys are some of the most knowledgeable fans out there, and I know you have your own favorite obscure facts. Head down to the comments section and let me know, what is the single best piece of football trivia you know? I want to see if you can stump me. I'll be reading through them, and I'm genuinely excited to learn something new from you all. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to keep testing your football knowledge, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're always breaking down the game here, looking at it from every possible angle, and we've got a lot more content like this coming your way. Thanks for hanging out with me today and exploring the weird and wonderful side of football. Stay passionate, stay curious, and I'll see you back here for the next breakdown.